You can of course get prayer beads from mini bosses, but they're also hidden in secret places in the world, and I will tell you some locations that you can already find pretty early in the game. And that will of course help you get more health and posture. I will also touch on 2 gourd seed locations, so you can carry more healing gourds. And there's way more to discuss, so let's get into it. If you enjoyed that, then a like would be super appreciated, and let's go. Let's start with a nice free prayer bead in the Hirata estate, in the audience chamber, that opens up after killing the drunk guy. I already shared some tips on how to take this one out in my previous video, but after you beat him, you can visit this room with some soldiers like walking around and totally get the idol first. That's a little further in this room, and once you got that, you want to turn around again and then face the wall to the right, because at one point you will find a hall with a poster, then face against the wall, and then you can go to the secret room. Of course, get all the items, including a light coin purse, but more importantly a chest with a prayer bead. Credits by the way to Vagrant Sun on Reddit for this one. But yeah, you need 4 beads to enhance your power, so let's find another one that does not require a mini boss. This one can be found right after the guy on the horse near the Ashina Castle Gate Fortress, where you get the quest to kill the rats to unlock the 3rd skill line, as we discussed in my previous video as well. So go inside this building and then up the stairs, and then you can use your grappling hook 2 times and then just face the wall so you do not fall down. And then in the middle of the room you can climb up again, and here you will find another chest with a prayer bead. So another one without really breaking a sweat. And you by the way got another store here close by next to the building where you just found that chest that sells you another really valuable item, a gourd seed. And those are of course needed to increase the amount of healing gourds that you can carry with you. So totally make sure that you can buy it for 1000 sen. Sell your coin purses if needed, that gives you the same amount as opening them, but selling is of course way faster. And then return to Emma, give her the seed, and then you can carry another healing gourd. I will by the way have another location for one of those seeds in a second, and another prayer bead that does not require you to kill a boss. But yeah, in order to get to that Ashina castle, you have to defeat some mini bosses, including the Blazing Bull that can be pretty tough. I recommend running all the time behind him and then hit him when you get the chance, when he has to like turn around. You can use the firecrackers tool that you can by the way buy at the store that I mentioned earlier, so he will get on 2 feet so you can deal some nice damage. And using the dowsing powder helps as well to decrease the burning damage and decreases the chance to become burned, so you do not take damage over time. It's a crazy fight, he is very fast. Also when you die he will just keep attacking you while the other mini bosses would just turn around. But if you really keep running, so hold the run button and use these 2 items to your advantage, then it's totally doable. And after this encounter you reach the Ashina Castle Idol, where you find some nice things as well. First we got another mini boss, a hat that you of course want to take out as well for another prayer bead. For this one it's smart to take out the gunners first by going to the right and then jumping onto them from the roof, and then quickly hold up your sword to negate the incoming bullets and then kill the other enemies one by one. And after you killed all of them you want to run away, the tactic that we discussed in my tips and tricks every player should know video. I will link to that at the end of this one, because we want to sneak up to this mini boss to already take out one of his health bars and then fight him. I found that just poking him so he would do his giant slash attack to be the best tactic, because it creates an opening for a nice thrust attack, and you can of course do a thrust attack by holding the attack button. Rise and repeat, and in the end you will have him. Breaking his posture was way more difficult this time around compared to the other generals in the game, so this tactic works better. So now let's enter the castle to get some nice items that you can easily miss, but that will enhance your power greatly. We go along the right side across the roofs and just try to get higher up if you fall down, and in the end you will make it, and here you will find some crazy enemies jumping around. One will come at you like a crazy person, so totally try and parry that if you got the chance. Man, that sound is crazy. You can try to fight them, but it's best to just ignore them and follow the roofs. Just see where the items are and go there, pick those up, and then go and continue. Follow the roofs until you reach this point where you can grapple through the crack in the wall, and then you reach the idol. The chest that you see by the way here has one of those seeds inside, so totally get that, return to Emma, and then you can likely carry 5 of those healing gourds, right? Just like me. So now we are inside the upper tower antechamber idol area. So let's first get the prayer bead inside a secret room that you find by going to the right, like inside the main room. And normally there are some enemies here, but I already killed them to give you an easy idea of where this secret room is. Now hug the wall between the two samurai armors and then you will enter this secret room. You will find the prayer bead inside the chest, but totally look around here as well, because there's a heavy coin purse as well next to the chest. So those are 3 prayer beads that you can get without killing a mini boss. Pretty nice indeed. But there's more in this area. By sneaking ahead from the idol, so the antechamber one, you can go inside a bigger room with a lady and 2 samurais, and you find some other things here as well. It will be hard to fight all these enemies at once, and there will only be more coming, but I encountered this area by facing these guys, but at one point I was like facing with my back against the wall that then broke behind me. So now we can go down here and we see some really weird, smaller, crazy enemies as well. So you can of course try and kill them, but you can better just loot everything and run away. If you go up the stairs, you will find this letter to Emma that I don't really know the purpose of. It says maybe Emma knows something, but then I went back to the temple to speak with Emma, but I did not really find anything interesting. Of course, if you found something interesting, let me know in the comments down below, but maybe it's just a hint for what is to come. And after grabbing this ladder, you end up at a balcony that can let you to the old grave idol that you totally want to go to. So jump down. If you hit the water, be careful for the fish there, because they will attack you. I first thought, hey, that's a carp, let's kill it for the skill. But no, those are angry fish that you don't want to attack. Then just ignore this spear guy, go straight to this idol, but there's actually a lot around here as well that I want to touch on. So left to this idol, there's a dragon's blood droplet that you can use at an idol to restore your unseen 8 back to 30%. So you have less chance to lose half of your coins and half of your XP when you die, so that is pretty nice. And normally it will be harder to get this item. But there's actually more in this area. You can namely find a secret shop here as well. He's in the house straight from the old grave idol. There's a hole in the roof. Just fall through there to find this little guy. And he will sell some pretty nice unique items, like the iron fortress that is needed for the loaded umbrella tool that will block the attack of the enemies. And you can buy a special skill here as well that I totally want to try when I get enough money. And of course, for the money, it's nice to go to the money farm spot that I mentioned in the previous video, so the estate path. But you can of course also go to the castle gate. There are some rats there close by to that idol. Just sneak up to the one on the left first, and then sneak up to the other one that actually has a shield head. And then you want to use your loaded axe tool to break the head of the other one and also instantly kill it. You get 90 XP, as I already said in my previous video as well, and some nice money too. So I saw some people like in the comments on my recent video talk about this being a really nice farm spot as well. I actually mentioned that briefly in my previous video too, but I still think the estate path is a little faster option for money, but for XP, this rats one is really nice indeed. But there's actually more in this area from the antechamber idol. You can find a tool here as well that you might have missed, because jumping down in this big main room will lead you to 2 things. One thing will let you open the door to the castle idol, so you can easily go inside the castle from that idol as well. Be careful though, because there will be a lot of enemies here that will attack you, but luckily when you open the gate, they will not hit you, so that is nice. And then totally go back into the room, because if you go the other way, you will find another chest that has the Sabimaru tool that you can put on your arm at the sculptor. And this is a pretty interesting one, by the way, that lets you do rapid attacks onto the target, and then you poison them at the end as well. So really nice against high health big targets. It will cost a ton of emblems though to do the full combo, but it will still be nice to have, of course, in your arsenal for sure. So there you have it, some nice tools, seeds, and even prayer beads without killing a mini boss. And there are totally way more things to find in the game that I want to touch on in future videos. I also want to dive a little bit deeper into these tools, the upgrades that you can do as well. Just talk more about how to use them effectively. The oil item and flame fan tool sort of combo from the previous video is an already good example of that. So totally subscribe for way more Sekiro Shadows Die Twice videos. Expect more guides, tips and tricks, how to find awesome items, and way more. Like this video to support channel. And of course, if you find some awesome things in the game, Totally let me know as well in the comments of these videos. Via Twitter at JorRaptor or Instagram JorRaptor as well is how you can reach me. Check out my previous videos on a nice farm spot for XP and money and some general tips and tricks as well that every player needs to know. For now, I will speak to you next time and goodbye.